Hello, hello. It is time for our bi-monthly high dollar only what sold video. So all of these sales are going to be $50 or higher. They are all my sales that have happened over the last 2 weeks. And I'm going to tell you where I bought the item, tell you how much I paid. I'll tell you how long it took to sell. They're going to start at $50, and our highest sale this week was over $600. It happened yesterday. Super exciting and something I knew would sell. I just had to wait for the right buyer. So that is the case with a lot of these high dollar sales. So if you are a reseller and you are looking to increase your average sales price, this video is a great one to learn some different things that sell for this higher dollar price point. A lot of these were actually decently fast selling items as well. So I'm really, really excited to share them with you. And yeah, let's take a look at them now. All right, we are going to start off at $50 and we will climb in price all the way up to that one that is over $600. So this one I sent out a best offer of $50.39 and they accepted, and I'm actually only a couple of dollars into this one. So this one was just listed back in June, less than 3 months to sell, and is over a $40 profit. So this is a vintage Italian Scalamandre silk damask fleur-de-lis room sample, 25 by 26 inches. Here you can see it does have that Scalamandre memo sample tag stapled to it. So it would be easy to identify if you found it. I have only found Scalamandre silk samples twice ever. Both were on online auctions, and they were actually both from the same auction house. So if you find good stuff from an auction house, make sure you keep checking it. That would be my tip on this one. Great sale, under 3 months, $40 profit. Next up is one that sold right at that $50 point. This is a vintage large Native American sand painting. I didn't put sand, and I accepted best offer of $50 on it. It was a slow sales day. This one was listed also back in January, so it had been listed for 6 months. Art is another thing that can take a little bit longer to sell. You can see this one was clearly signed Bobcat by S. Ashley, 1992, so definitely a vintage piece. And you can see it does have some wear here, so I did show that and picked this up in an online auction for $5. So this one's about a $36 to $37 profit. Next up is another fast sale. This one was listed back in June, so it took less than 3 months to sell. It sold for $50.39, and this is a large cast iron painted horse head. I did put with ring, hitching post, Western wall mount. This one I actually got in a cart lot from an online auction, and it only cost me $5. So this one's about a $38 profit as well. Here you can see the photographs on this guy. So just to mount to the wall, and it has like that little hitching post ring, and great sale, under 3 months, and a low buy cost on this one. This one I put up because they bought 2 of them, and it was a $59 sale. So a lot of 2 Kodak instant mini print cartridges, but they actually got 4 for that $60. I only paid 2. These are a $50 profit. If you see the little mini print film, definitely pick it up. And you can see we had two sold, and this was listed back in June, so about 3 months to sell. Next up is this original NES system. This one came from my friend Shannon. She brought me a bunch of inventory she had for reselling. This one sold for a best offer of $58, and it sold in under a week. So very fast sale. And I'm about $5 in from Shannon, so about a $45 profit. And I do know the game does not go with the system. I will still tell you we did receive positive feedback from this one, and very fast sales. So keep your eye out for those original Nintendos. Most of the games are not really valuable, but if you find big lots of those might be worth picking up as well. Next up is this Molecule Pico filter set. Got this for $1, and you're going to see a couple of other filters as well. I really wanted to show you guys these because this sold in under a week. I do still have one left. So I had 2 of them, sold one at that full price of $69.99, and it is over a $55 profit really fast. So if you see filters, pick them up. This one is still sealed. The box was open, but the filter was sealed. So remember the name Molecule. Those filters definitely sell well, but there are quite a few other brands of filters that do also. This one was another fast sale. This one was just listed in July, so less than 2 months. This one is a vintage sterling silver foxtail Bali. Remember the look of this necklace? These foxtail necklaces do very, very well. This one sold for $68, and I'm only about $10 in. So it is about a $48 profit and sold in 2 months. So this one's really, really thick. If you see it here by the ruler, it is over 4 millimeters, and just a simple basic sterling chain. But with this foxtail design, in my experience, they do very, very well. All right, you are going to see 2 of these back to back. It was the same buyer, and I gave them 50% off. So this is a 4-inch Louis Meideke Brown Studio pottery. This one sold for $69.64. And I'll tell you, when I got this Louis Meideke stuff, I got it a couple of years ago, and most of the Louis Meideke stuff was in the 20s. And when I had looked it up on WorthPoint, it sold a lot higher. So I decided I was listing high and I was going to sit on it. So I was about $8 in a piece, making this one about a $45 profit still. But I have increased, I feel, the value. And there were like 30 listed when I got these, and I got 80. So I had the main share of the market on eBay, and I let those lower ones sell. I held out, but with these that I've had over a year, I will take half off, especially considering an $8 buy price. And this is little. It's a 4-inch. You can see it's teeny weeny. So $69 sale, $50 plus profit, but it took a long, long time to sell. Next up is the other Louis Meideke piece that the buyer bought. And again, I did the 50% off because it was listed so long. This one also sold for $69.64. So still, again, over a $50 profit. But that $69 mark is definitely higher than the $30 that it was when I got these. So again, I feel I've raised the market back up on his work. He is amazing, amazing potter. So I was lucky to be able to do that. Long tail sale, but I will tell you, on the group of the pottery, I actually was in the profit in about 2 months because I sold a few pieces really high, and then the rest of these I've just let sit. Next up is another Molecule filter, but this is a different set. This is not the same one. This one has 2 Pico filters. I actually sold 2 of these for that $89.99, and I'm still only that $1 in. So these are over a $75 profit, and they sold in under a week, both of them. So please, please remember the name Molecule, and please look at filters when you are outsourcing. All right, this one is a St. John collection, and I always like to point out St. John is not the same as St. John's Bay, so please do not confuse the two. This one I accepted a best offer of $100. I paid $20 in an online auction lot, and it sold, let's see, it sold in about 2 months, so pretty fast. St. John is definitely a bolo to look out for. There is that tag. St. John by Marie Gray does very, very well. So this one is about a $60 to $65 profit after fees, and it sold in 2 months. Next up is another fast sale, another online auction buy. Got this really, really cheap. So this one sold for full price of $69.99. I showed this one in my What Sold video last week. I wanted to show it again. If you don't know, these job site radios do sell. They're very tough, so you really don't have to worry about them breaking and shipping. This one was listed back in June, so it's about a $55 profit. And this one was covered in paint and splattered. You can see here, pretty rough, but it did still work. That's kind of the main thing. But if you find these clean, they will sell for quite a bit more. Next up is another fast sale. This is a Waterford Seahorse candlestick holder. So this one sold for a best offer of $115. It sold in under a month and I paid about $20. So this one's about an $80 to $85 profit. I will tell you, they gave me positive feedback, but they put in their feedback that I should have noted some minimal scratching on the base. If I see big scratches, I notated. I didn't notice it, but you know, they still left positive feedback. This was an online auction buy. Waterford is a thing that some of it in there you can see the scratches. So really, I could have told them they could have looked at the pictures if I wanted to be a smart aleck. But Waterford is one you do need to look them up because some of them were so mass produced they don't hold the value, but others are valuable. So this one is a good profit and it sold very, very fast. Next up is one I was really happy with because I only paid like $5 for this thing. And there wasn't much sales history, so I kind of took a little chance on it. It sold for a best offer of $100. It was listed back in March, so it did take 6 months to sell, but it's an $80 to $85 profit. So sometimes you got to take chances. You can see I put large cabin print. Zarike was the brand, 3-divided serving dish. I did put Dana Cullen Designs in rare because I could not find this exact one anywhere. And really, really good sale. I was so happy with the $100, $80 profit and minimal cost in. If you can turn 5 into $100, it is a good day, my friends. So keep an eye out. Again, this one like really reminded me of like cabin decor, like somebody that might have a cabin up the mountains or something, and not too long for this one to sell. All right, this is one you did see in last week's sales video, and I'm putting it up here again because it was a multiple sale. It was 8 of them, and they sold for $129, and my cost was $8. This is over $100 profit on dust bags. Watch for Chanel, watch for Louis Vuitton, all of the designer names. If you see empty boxes, if you see bags, pick them up. This was an amazing profit. They were listed almost a year ago, but still $100 profit on something that doesn't take up a ton of space and is not going to break. All right, my friends, with this one, we are up to our top 5 selling. So the prices are getting higher and higher, and these are things you really need to know. This is a Department 56 Dracula Castle with Bela Lugosi figurine. Tested. I did put good condition. Bought this from an online auction for about $20. It did sell for full price of $129.99. We have already received positive feedback. It is about an $80 profit. So Halloween stuff is hot right now. You need to get it up now, though. We're going to be closing that window on Halloween here soon. And the Halloween stuff does sell year round, but it's going to sell better right now. So this one had the box. We did show quite a few pictures because you can see there were rips. It was kind of torn, but it was new. So the box was just in poor condition, but overall it was in good shape. And this one sold in under a month. This was a very, very fast sale and a great profit. Number 4 was a long tail sale, but an amazing profit. This one sold on that 40% off for $167.58. I am $5 in. This one is over $150 profit. Sometimes in online auction lots, you get lucky and find gold in sterling lots. And that is exactly what happened here. And ironically, it was a happiness and good luck pendant, right? How fitting is that? So $150 profit, but 2 years to sell. So sometimes you got to sit on this stuff for a little bit longer. You can see here, it was marked 14 karat. We did test it. Amazing sale, had to mark it half off almost, but really, really good profit. So this is kind of ironic. Here are two in the top 5 that were listed well over a year on 40% off sale, but still really high dollar sales. So this is a Yadro. It sold for a best offer of $130. This one did go international. Profit wasn't a ton on this one. I want to say I paid like $50. So it's still like a $60 profit, like $50 to $60 profit. Make sure with Yadro you research, because some of them, again, and I say this about a lot of things, but if it's mass produced and there's a ton out there, the supply is way more than the demand. And that's stuff that's going to take a really, really long time to sell. So marked it half off, accepted an even lower offer. But when it's been sitting here for years, I'm ready to get my initial investment back. Plus, I got a little bit of profit. Number 2 was not a long tail sale. And this one was listed back in May. So we're talking 3 to 4 months. And I got it from an online auction for $20. It sold for full price of $209.99, making it over $150 profit. You can see that silver metallic, and you can see there's some flecks that are missing. And then this one also, let me show you, had a piece of tape on it. I did not want to rip it off. I was scared I would rip more of the silver off. We left it on there. We notated it. This is Sutton Place. The brand wasn't the big thing for me, but the Corvette racing and just the style and how this jacket looked is what kind of sold me on it. You can see the back also had some splatters. So really not in great condition, but full price sale and amazing, amazing profit. Number 1, and it was not listed long. This was listed back in May, and I got so many videos. We talked about this on the podcast where George the Antique Nomad came on with me, because so many people wrote me and said, this doesn't have the honeycomb. It has a spoon that goes with the mayonnaise. No, it doesn't. I researched this a lot. I even saw ones new in box that had the spoon like this one. I talked to George about it, and he said over the years in production, it's very possible that like the honeycomb was more expensive to make, so they switched it to the spoon. And people just kept messaging me, telling me it was mismatched. It was not. So sold for a best offer I sent out of $600. Oh no, this one sold at full price. $699 this one sold for. And you can see here there's quite a bit of crazing, but I will tell you there were only 3 listed on eBay, and mine was the only one that the neck of this spoon was not repaired. The rest of them were all repaired, so I priced high. I let it sit. There's that 1959 Holt Howard, and you can see crazing throughout, but full price sale, and it only took 3 months. You got to be patient for that right buyer to come. I got a lot of $500 offers, and I did not take them because I knew that it would sell for more. All right, what do you think? I think some amazing sales. So even though our sales are down 20%, I'm talking with my hand, even though our sales are down 20%, we're surviving. eBay is a roller coaster. It will be up and down. That is just how it works. What you have to look at is the overall picture and just make sure you're making enough to pay your bills. At least that's what I'm trying to do. Pay payroll, pay bills. And yeah, some amazing sales in here. Let me know what your favorite was. If you have any thoughts on any of those sales, let me know that as well. Hit the thumbs up for me. And if you think you have some friends that might like it, share it out. Sharing this out is one of the best ways that you can help me help the channel grow. I appreciate your support. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week so far. Keep an eye out on Friday for an updated mug research video. If you like picking up the mugs, I'm going to show you which ones to grab. And that way you'll know which ones to leave behind. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.